Hmm. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good morning.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Troy. Good
Guten Tag.
evening, Frida. Guten, that's good day.
Guten
Good enough.
Abend.
Good Nacht. Good Nacht.
Exactly. So, Frida invited me. I'm just turning off all my notifications, or it'll be a very loud live. Frida invited me to have a conversation in regard to a class that I'm facilitating next Sunday called The Grand Design, using the elementals of consciousness and the quantum entanglements to create the life that you truly desire. Ta-da! It's a bit of a long title.
It is, but what's funny is when you asked me if I wanted to be part of it, I was like, yes, because the energy was there. But I was like, what is this class? Like, I don't know. So maybe you can tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, so let's start at the start. 11 years ago, my life really wasn't working for me. I had no money in the bank, continuously going broke. My body was really not doing well. I was exhausted. Oh my goodness me. I was exhausted all of the time, which is an indication that your energy isn't being used for living. And my job was like on, off, I wasn't happy with one of the positions that I had, and my relationships were woeful. That was the biggest thing. I'd say the biggest part of it is my relationships weren't contributory. In other words, they weren't adding to my life becoming greater. And so I came across some information in the Access Consciousness material, and it said you can change. This is the huge part, okay? You can change anything in your life. And I was like, no, I can't change my relationships. No, I can't change my money situation. No, I can't change what I work at. And I suppose I came across the information of the quantum entanglements is actually, this is quite advanced, because in every moment we are speaking to the molecules and telling them what our heart desires, you know? And because we live in a world that doesn't, with people, the trees do. The trees know they're part of a big ecosystem of energy. And they know that living is, I'm going to say, like, allowed, like truly living joyfully is allowed. Whereas people, actually, we've so much definitions of what we should be doing, and work can't be easy and it can't be fun. And so I started working with the quantum entanglements, which is the molecules that connect to the energies of creating living. They're like strings of molecules, and if you're creating sadness, you bring in more sadness. If you're asking and receiving, then you're saying the living that you are living that may not be working for you, that there's something greater available. And 11 years later, I now know the way to change things when my living isn't working for me. I always know that I have to add an energy or a space or a person or change where I am or add something so that living can become richer. And yeah. And so the grand design really is about coming in with a facilitator. A facilitator is someone who supports you to have ease with what you would like to have in your living, and doesn't judge you for anything that you've generated, and says, hang on, let's come in for 2 hours. Let's like roll up our sleeves. What are the energetic points of views that are stopping you not changing what you require to change? And I can't even begin to put it in words in a summary of what comes out of people's mouths in regard to what we've been told about work is difficult, work is hard, it cannot be fun, it cannot be easy. Money is difficult, there's not enough. It cannot be fun, it cannot be easy, it cannot like come, as if by magic. And so we have all these points of views that we've inherited from our genetic line, our culture, about what life's supposed to be, how difficult it's supposed to be, how we have to work hard. And the grand design is about really coming in and going, hang on a second, what are the, and I'm going to use this word, what are the energetics by which I would like to have, you know? And each of the three of us on here got gifted. We chose, this is another big part of this is you chose to have a body. It wasn't something that you were thrown into or didn't just happen. Actually, this is your life and you get to live it in a way that works for you. And for me, I wasn't living it in the way that works for me, you know, or I can still have momentarily, you know, lapses that I forget that I am the generator of my living. And now I use these tools very quickly to transform and change the energies to what I would like to have, you know. And a big part of the grand design is giving you space to get clear on what are the energetics that you actually require for a living to be rich, to light you up, to propel you out of bed without being like, oh, you know.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And I remember one time I was listening a call from Shannon O'Hara, and she said like her life is an art form. And when I just hear that, I was like, oh wow, like, and she was actually asking like what kind of elements like or like what would you like to add to this painting? And like one of the things like I know I had like so many like fixed point of views. Like I was like, oh, like I only have three colors and this is it, and I won't have anything else. And I'm so grateful for I'm gonna say like, engaging like with different energies and different people that actually allow me to open up to different energies and different possibilities that I thought that was not available to me. And like when you were talking for me that like having that energetic like differences, like different possibilities, because like one of the things like I know like when everything is like so linear, I actually don't even want to, I'm just gonna be really honest, it doesn't exactly. There's like no enthusiasm. It's just like, oh, I have to do this, then I have to do that, and then I have to do that. And if I get this, like as though like everything is gonna work, but even when I get that thing that I decided I lack, usually I end up being like even more, I'm gonna say like sad, or I'm like, like, and when I really like be present and look at, oh, like what I can add to my life that will bring more joy and more enthusiasm, more excitement, like more that living energy. It's just like such a different way of looking. And like for me, like when I actually like be that space, everything can shift so quickly. And everything that I thought I need or I lack like actually start to become irrelevant. It's like, okay. Hmm.
I love that you said everything has a color. And a lot of the times, like we chose the pink color that we're doing the live with from StreamYard for fun. And like the pink and cream roses are the lights on my tree, the lights on. And so for me, a lot of the times we live in a world, not the earth, but with people that have no color. You know what I mean? That color of living. And that's where life can get like boring and gray, you know. And a lot of people that I work with, they're done with the humdrum of the daily grind, like, you know. And it's so beautiful to even look at like what are the colors of living that you would like to add to your life, you know. And I have to say, for me, as someone who experienced massive sadness before access consciousness, and I have a massive capacity with sadness, now I'm so grateful for the gratitude that I can experience and the people that I meet who are aware of, if you're out there and you're sad, you know, you're not on your own. number one. You can change anything, and deeply ask, what am I aware of in the world today? You know, what am I aware of? And acknowledge that we are aware of energies. All three of us pick up on other people's energies, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And then the part to dig deep with, and grand design is part of this, is that you're changing energies from sadness to joy. Like, you're not just continuing on an old way of living that doesn't work from judgment and definition, that you're going, hang on a second, what do I choose to do with this life I've been given, and what makes that living work for me. And so you're taking responsibility for the way you would like to live and what colors you walk through the world with. Mm.
Yeah.
And I love that, because like even this knowing that we can always add more. Like today I had a bit of a funk, but I knew like meeting up with you guys online and talking about this class would contribute something. And now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't even have a lot of words, but I'm like, yes, okay, let's go. And yeah, I'm so excited for this class.
And the grand design too is about, like, for me, we talk about profit being your profit and loss sheet, and what you revenue, and you take away your expenses and then you're left with profit. But actually in Access, we're talking about profit is the willingness to allow yourself to be contributed to, and the willingness, profitability is the willingness to actually contribute to someone's living being greater. And for me, I have to say that is to allow, like, Frida to be here with you and to contribute to you, and to allow yourself to be contributed to. For me, that's absolute gold, knowing that you can be contributed to, that even if you get a day where you're a bit funky, that's okay, that you don't have to escape it, you don't have to escape anything, that you can be with this. And one of the things that I know, the 11 years of playing with these tunes, just never give up, never give in, never quit, and keep on showing up. And there's always another rainbow or a sunshine, a beautiful person, or a beautiful tree, or a beautiful bird, or a beautiful flower that can bring that, I'm going to say, like, that gift of living alive again. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, like, for me, it's really discovering like what is that for you, because I had like so many point of views about like what would make me happy, and actually when I choose that, like I was not, I'm gonna say I was not like feeling fulfilled. It was just like I was like doing something because like somebody told like that's the right thing to do on the Sunday evening, or like in the morning, and like really like allowing myself to like discover like what is bring that energy of living, that joy, that ease, that peace in my body. And it could be like just like sometimes like washing dishes or just cleaning my house, and actually I'm just like extremely happy. Or just like playing with my plants and just putting it some like dirt in it and just like organizing my house, like just that little choices that can actually create like such a different, and like for me that's something like for me is actually really valuable to discover that energy. Is like what is that for me? It could be just going for like a 20-minute walk. And I personally like didn't have that information until I did, and I'm still discovering that little things. And I know like Dane suggested, like Dr. Dane here, the co-creator of Access Consciousness, like he suggests to actually write down a list, like what do make you, like what that bring that energy into your life. And like when you feel cranky, like open that list and actually do something on it. And yeah.
It's huge. And the big thing in this is, if you keep developing your presence, and if you write the lists with what you would like to have, you will receive it. You will receive it. And you've got to be really fierce in your presence with what you're pulling into your life and your living. And then once you go beyond that and you choose something different, playing my guitar, or putting Tina Turner on and dancing around my apartment like big wheels keep on turning, rolling, keep on burning, rolling. Going for a walk with the trees, are just like laying in a beautiful hot bath and knowing that you've got this, like, you know. And there's, for me, the most beautiful thing in the world is the energy of a plant and a tree. It doesn't go to escape any energy, it doesn't go to escape anything. It just has this peaceful gratitude. And when I'm in gratitude, everything I'm asking for just boom shows up. Yeah.
The
Beautiful.
element that creates the most and use the least.
The least,
as
yeah.
Douglas said.
Yeah. So if you'd love to take 2 hours, it's 4 to 6 next Saturday. We've changed the times. Sunday. Bada boom. It's 4 to 6 next Sunday. Come in for 2 hours. I wrote my last year's lists. I love writing lists. I think it's really beneficial. And then the next year I'm like, oh my God, this showed up. This apartment showed up from an Ask a list that I did last year. And yeah, it's so beautiful to allow yourself have the support and give yourself that time. So you put your energy and time into what you would like to have as your living.
And it never stops. I just want to add that it's like, we're never done, right? We can always ask for more and create greater and be happier, and what else is possible.
Yeah, and also being okay with that would an infinite being ever be satisfied with less? We're allowed to have more. You're allowed. It's okay. You know, you don't have to. It is choosable. It is available. You are part of a planet with infinite resources and infinite ways to gift you what you would like to have. And what I know is you just got to show up and be clear on what you would like to have. Otherwise, you're going to be nebulous and lost in other people's projections and definitions. We'll talk more about that on the call too. Beautiful. Thanks for being in my life.
If you don't create your life, yeah, they will create it for you.
True story. Very true. Thanks for being in my life, you guys. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful that we can contribute to each other, actually having lives and experience in life in a way that really is beautiful to us, you know. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Yeah, beautiful. Anything else?
How does it get any better?
True story.
Exactly. Hey, thanks so much, everybody. Thanks so much, Frida and Rachel. And
bye-bye.
I'll just get better.
Exactly. Bye, everyone. Bye from the pink crew.